If I had to sum up my 20s in one phrase, it would probably be many failures. But that doesn't mean I wasted my time. It means I grew through them. So, where do I even start? I think I was set up to live what society calls a successful life. I was born in a safe and comfortable country. My family wasn't rich, but we had enough. I went to one of the top schools in Singapore, so naturally you would think life would just fall into place. And that's honestly what I thought too. But it didn't. I didn't do as well as I hoped for my A-levels and ended up in a course that wasn't my first choice. In university, I never really excelled. I was just that wallpaper kid. You know, the one people don't notice. Maybe that lack of confidence carried over because when I graduated, I settled for my first job with a low pay, a horrible boss, and colleagues who made me feel small. And as if the universe wanted to test me even more, I tore my anterior cruciate ligament. That was the end of dance for me. I lost years of strength and fitness I had worked hard for. While everyone else was chasing their careers, I was just trying to walk again. My PhD application got rejected, so I quit my first job and took a second one. But the chaos didn't stop there. My boss left 5 months in, and suddenly I was handling everything she left behind as a newbie. When I finally got into my PhD program, I thought things would get better. But my supervisor turned out to be biased. Opportunities didn't come easily. I had to ask for them, fight for them. I had to work 3 times harder just to be seen. So now at 27, I don't have money, a house, or what society defines as success. And I don't even know where my next step is. In my 20s, a lot of things didn't go the way I hoped. I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve or what society expected me to achieve. And it is this gap between reality and expectations that made me feel like I have failed multiple times. But those failures are not the end, it is the process of becoming. They have shaped the person I have become and the person I'm still becoming. So here's what I have learned from all the failures in my 20s.
It's like what? 我们在讲什么？牛头不对马嘴。I put makeup because my favorite.
Hello, it's currently 11 p.m. and it's time for some late night thoughts. So for the longest time, I always thought that hard work made up 80% of success. I used to believe that as long as I keep working hard, I will eventually get the thing I want. But over the years, I realized that there are other components to success, which are talent and luck. So when I was in university, I realized that no matter how hard I studied or how disciplined I was in my studies, I was always an average student. Concepts that I take weeks or months to understand, my friends around me could just understand it immediately. And that was when I realized that, damn, in front of talent, the hard work really... in front of talent, hard work really didn't seem to matter. And then as I progressed to my PhD, I realized that there is this other very important component to success, which is luck. I was very shocked to see that there are so many PhD holders who actually don't deserve a PhD. They just got the PhD because they were simply lucky. Like they either had a good supervisor or they had a good project, and you can tell that they didn't struggle much through their PhD. And then during postdocs, the very basic concepts that they should know, they don't know. And that's how you know that, okay, they got the PhD because they were lucky. And it's not just one or two of them, it's a whole bunch of them actually. And I also see a lot of people who actually deserve a PhD but can't get one, either because of their nationality or because of their age. These people, they are really very talented in terms of research, but the time and opportunity just didn't come for them. So yeah, that was a hard truth to accept, that sometimes no matter how much effort you put in, things still don't work out. Not because you didn't try hard enough, but because the timing wasn't right or the opportunity didn't come your way. But that doesn't mean that we should stop working hard, because out of the three things, hard work is actually the only component that we can control. You can't control being lucky or being born with certain talents, but what you can control is how you respond to setbacks, how you keep showing up, and how you continue thriving even when things feel unfair. And that's what my failures in my 20s taught me, that success isn't just about effort, it's also about acceptance, accepting that not everything is within your control, but you try your best anyway. Because sometimes it's only when you keep working hard that luck eventually finds you. That's the end of my late night thoughts. Rest well, everybody. See you guys tomorrow. Morning. Today is what day is it today? Today is Wednesday, and then I woke up a bit earlier because I have a meeting with my prof today, but I haven't finished preparing my slides. Don't learn from me, but yeah, I was thinking of going into lab a bit earlier to complete my slides before the damn meeting. I also tried staining for a new protein I have never stained before. And then, yeah, today I will know whether the staining works, and if it works, then I will probably go confocal microscopy to image the slides. I'm gonna have breakfast now and see you guys in the lab. When we fail, we tend to think, if only I had done that instead, maybe things would have turned out better. We regret our decisions, we romanticize the path we didn't take. We assume the alternative route would have led to success. But the truth is, the version of you 2, 3, or even 10 years ago made the best decision you could with what you knew then. When my boss quit just 5 months into my second job with no notice and left me to clean up everything she left behind, I hated myself for choosing that job. I have already come from a chaotic first job, and I was beating myself up aggressively for making the same mistake twice. For a long time, I blamed myself for making what I thought was a bad decision. But one day I realized I was judging my past with hindsight, like I was looking at it through God's perspective. Back then, that job made sense. The lab community was warm, the people were kind, and the resources were good. I made the best choice I could at that point in time. And even if I could turn back time, I think I would have still made the same decision, because I only knew what I knew then. Once I started forgiving myself for that, things changed. Because maybe the other path wouldn't have been better. Maybe it would have been worse. You just never know. In the end, even though I was left with chaos to handle, I learned so much and built some of the strongest bonds with my team. Maybe that path wasn't the easiest, but it showed me different sceneries that I will never forget. So I want to say that don't bully your past self. You were already doing the best you could with what you knew at that time. 18-year-old me was devastated when I didn't do well for my A-levels. 22-year-old me was worried about my GPA. And 27-year-old me just want my experiments to work. My A-level grades don't matter anymore. Looking back, so many things that once felt like the end of the world now feels like nothing. After getting through challenges that once felt like walls too high to climb, the next similar challenge just feels familiar, not frightening. If my life had been smooth sailing, I don't think I would be able to handle half the things I can today. It's currently 11:30 PM and I'm just done packing for a weekend gateway trip to Bintan tomorrow. I'm bringing you guys along and let's continue when we are there. When my boss quit during my second job and left me to manage research projects alone, it felt impossible. But now in my PhD, I'm breaking through my own project, something I once thought I couldn't do. After my life spun out of control so many times, even getting caught in a snowstorm in Jeju back in 2022, which completely derailed my trip, didn't feel that chaotic anymore. After failing my experiments countless times and thinking about giving up more times than I can remember, I'm still here, still trying, and still showing up. Resilience isn't about how many times you don't think of giving up, it's about how many times you choose to continue anyway. And thanks to all these failures, I get up stronger each time. This is our driver's house. Then he has a mini mart, I guess, so my friends are going in to see whether they can support his business. It's a gassy drink. Okay, Success is never as straightforward or permanent as it seems. In fact, I think success is momentary, and failure is really the core of the story. When you succeed, you only succeed at that one moment. I successfully got an A grade. I successfully graduated from university. I successfully got into my PhD. But after each of these moments, the system resets and you start again. From all these failures, I feel like I have already climbed multiple mountains. Yet, there are still so many more ahead. Challenges to face, storms to brace, and obstacles that will keep coming your way. Learning to embrace failure is hard. But what I have learned in my 20s is to enjoy the process, the climb itself, rather than focusing only on the peak. The lessons, the growth, and the resilience come from the journey, not just the summit. And finally, the failures of your past shape the successful version of you in the future. Every mistake, every setback, every moment I thought I had failed, they have all contributed to the person I am today. I am stronger, wiser, and more capable because of them. Judge Judy said it the best. If you don't make it in your 20s, you can make it in your 30s. If you don't make it in your 30s, you can make it in your 40s. And so on. Life isn't only about your 20s. And I guess at the end of the day, you get to define your own version of success. So the failures in my 20s didn't teach me how to become more successful, unfortunately, but they did teach me not to fear them, to embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Because the best version of you is still ahead.